What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ballers World Live. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and shout out to our sponsor, Get the Bag. Get the Bag. Go ahead and download the Get the Bag app on iOS and Android right now. It's an amazing game. It's free. And I developed it. I helped design it. This is awesome. It's a great game. So download it, okay? Well, in the studio we have NBA player, just a hooper, and probably one of the tallest people we've had in the office.
Facts.
Ryan Holins in the building. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man?
Ballers World family in the building. Welcome, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we have another UCLA alumni. I'm tired of all these UCLA alumni. These Pac-10 people, I can't, like.
Kiki's a hater.
No, yeah, a little bit. I'm kidding. But what made you go to UCLA? Because I know you were committed to St. Louis, right?
You did your homework.
You
did
know,
your homework.
Something like that. Brush your shoulders off. But yeah, what made you commit to UCLA?
I watched that '95 championship, and I remember with my dad, that was like our Saturdays and Sundays, just watching that run. And I remember as a kid just putting in my head, just like, I'm going to UCLA. Like, I want to be a part of something special. And it didn't always go as planned. Obviously, you know, I committed to St. Louis. Then Coach Romar actually went to Washington. So I thought I'd be following him alongside going to Washington. But when things changed, UCLA came in the picture. It was just hard to refuse, you know, hard to leave home.
Okay.
I wanna know from the beginning, because you're an LA native. You went to Pasadena High, right?
Oh, don't say that.
What?
No. John Muir. John Muir. See, Pasadena, that's the rival.
Oh,
that's the
damn.
rival. Yeah, the little puppy dog. Yeah.
Puppy dog? What?
Yeah.
They with puppy dogs?
Yeah, they're the puppy dogs. That's their mascot.
You guys were the big dogs.
No. We're the Mustangs.
Oh.
John Muir, come on, Pat.
Cold
Come on.
different
Bad. Pasadena
Don't
isn't
go to-
really
Ivana
LA,
did
you know
not
what I
do
mean?
good.
So
Wow.
yeah, I'm the
That's
West
where we
Side,
go?
baby, all day.
Oh, man.
Ivana will
So
stab you.
I want to know the process of, like you were born, right? You came out the womb.
10-10-84.
Yeah, 10-10-84. Oh, you're
Mhm.
young. So what was the process? Did you
Happy
always
belated.
think you'd be an
Appreciate
NBA player? Like, was that set for you from the start, or did you make that dream up yourself?
Well, as a kid, I talked about watching that '95 championship, and I also remember watching that finals with Hakeem Olajuwon and Shaquille O'Neal, and just saying to myself, like, man, like, I want to do that. So it's crazy. As a kid, I mapped out my life in a sense. I'm gonna go to John Muir High School.
Why John
Mustangs.
Muir?
Because my dad took me to a game, and I just loved the atmosphere, and I was like, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna play basketball here. I'm gonna
Dope.
go to John Muir High School, then I'm gonna go to UCLA,
Dope.
and then I'm gonna play in the NBA. That's my dream.
But you ran track too, though. So.
Well, an athlete
did
is an
it-
athlete all around. Though.
But listen, he didn't just do that in high school. You did it in college
Yeah.
too.
Yo, that's
How do
crazy.
you balance two D1 sports like that? And I mean, you were good at it too. It
Yeah.
wasn't like, oh, let me just go on the track team and like see where this
It
goes.
wasn't
No,
for
was-
conditioning.
yeah, right.
So the thing with track is, it started in high school, and my buddy was high jumping at the other school with the puppy dogs at
With the puppy
PHL.
dogs.
Yeah, he was at the school, and he was high jumping. He's like, "Yeah, man, I just jumped 5'6", and I'm like, "Dog, anybody can jump 5'6".
Right.
Keep in mind,
I
I've
am
never
5'6".
done. Jump over your head, right?
I'm 5'2".
So I can somersault over you.
Right.
Okay. So I'm like, look.
What you doing after the show?
After it takes, right? So I'm like, look, special
amazing.
footage, right?
That was amazing. Stay tuned for overtime, okay? Ballers World with 3 L's.
So essentially, I said I'm gonna really go out there and do this, because as a senior, you're done. There's no conditioning, there's no anything once you graduate. And I was like, I'll go out and do track. He's like, you can do it. I was like, no, I'm really gonna do it. And then once you tease the track coach with that, he's like, no, I'm
he's
gonna
like-
bring you out to really do it.
Right.
So when I got out there, the coach tells me, he says, well, I want you to do long jump and triple jump too. I said, dude, I just want to do high jump. Like, we want to look cool. I'm going to do high jump.
Just run up there, jump over that, and be done.
Long story short, I end up being the best jumper in the area. I placed at all three events in high school. And then funny thing is, I didn't place in CIF in high jump. So I lost in high jump. I'm mad, upset, go over to do triple jump. And as I'm doing triple jump, I keep advancing. I PR'd, and I move on. I take 3rd in the state.
Oh, wow.
All of a sudden, UCLA goes, oh, wow, can you do both sports with us? So at UCLA, after basketball season, I was like, I'm in. Like,
Yeah.
why not? And
Keep
the
jumping.
thing, yeah. And the thing about track, not only is it an individual sport, but like it was so relaxing compared to basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm just out there hanging out, kicking it. Like
Especially
when do I
as a jumper.
jump?
Especially
Yeah.
as a jumper. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh man, it's so good.
Exactly.
I personally, I ran track in high school, and I was going to do it in college. I did hurdles and high jump.
Yeah.
So
I'm not high
whenever I
jump,
was
but-
done with the hurdle, my 110s, I would go over and just like all the jumpers be high as hell, just sitting
Yeah.
there. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we just waiting to
I
jump.
did shot
Just
put.
gotta jump over that thing, and I'm good. Like it seemed like that was the life, to just be a jumper and just
Oh, yeah.
just jump
Af-
over.
Oh, and then like keep in mind, like I'm a ball player.
Right.
Like
So-
so I'm chilling. Like imagine like everything you do is like amazing. Like oh, you did so well.
Right.
Oh, look at you. Like
I'm sorry, we don't know what that feels like.
You do.
Yeah.
There's something. There's you know.
To be 7 foot and it's just, just walk on.
So what was your personal record then in high jump?
High jump. I did 6'6" in high school.
Okay.
You want more track stories? We can roll, man. We can roll. And then,
I'm just
yeah,
I'm
right.
Like,
That's-
yeah,
you're
'cause
getting
it's
fancy.
not- yeah, I'm just
And I
like,
did 7.25 feet because I told myself I was like, dog, I'm gonna jump my height. Like it was just a personal thing in me. Like there's no,
crazy.
like these little people jump over their height, and then some
Yeah.
I'm like, I can do what they do.
Okay,
I'm gonna
let
jump
the
my height.
little people out of this. It's not. Question: you played for the Bobcats, the Timberwolves, the Mavericks, the Cavs, the Celtics, the
Mhm.
Clippers. What team did you grow the most in? Like, what was the most impactful time of your life?
The Celtics.
Why is that?
Hands down because of a man named Kevin Garnett. And you don't see everything that Ticket does behind the scenes. You don't see the leadership. You don't see the focus. You don't see when he comes in early, when he stays late, when he lifts weights. He worked so hard his 17th year
Wow.
in the NBA that as a team, as a staff, as an organization, it rubbed off on everybody else. So there is no excuse for a young guy not to work hard or somebody not to be humble or for somebody essentially not to fall in line. So Kevin Garnett essentially taught me how to be a professional all over again and really changed my life.
That's dope. And
Wow.
and he is that KG. He is that
Ticket.
commanding
Oh,
force.
yeah.
You know, that coach on the floor, but also like more than a coach. I feel like he was.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
he's like a general, really. Like I always loved the whole just not letting people score after the whistle, like that kind of stuff. That gets to me. I'm like, oh yeah, see, that's how you do it.
So I learned the mentality of
Yeah,
basketball. I
that's
learned
what it
it,
is,
like
yeah.
the mentality like yo, like I'm like you said, I'm not letting you score after the whistle or like I'm running through you. I'm not just going. I'm running through you today, or I'm gonna dunk through you. I'm gonna jump like whatever defensively. Like you know, forget you're not gonna score. You're not gonna touch the ball.
right.
And that was the mindset that our entire team had, and it started with KG. So, words can't say enough about the player he is on and off the court, and the person he is. And I've never played with anybody like that. And anybody who experiences Kevin Garnett, the person, the athlete, the coach, the
Wow.
friend in the locker room, man, I mean, he's one of those type of individuals.
That's
Wow, that's
crazy.
crazy.
You never hear about Kevin Garnett. Really, he's kind of a quiet guy from like our point of view. You know,
Oh, he doesn't
outside
like
of the
media.
he's just like
Right.
serious,
In the
a
league,
serious dude when you see him on the court. So that's
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of like influential players and leaders, you play with Russell, right? At
No,
UCLA? No.
I missed him. That was little brother. I missed him by a year.
Okay.
But every time we go back and work out or whatever, he was in there every single day getting
Did
it
you
in.
see him, MVP last year? Did you see that in him back then?
Russell's the guy that, like, you can't tell him what he can or can't do.
Okay.
Like, in his mind, he was already the MVP then when nobody else believed it.
Yeah.
And his body just matured and he came into his own and all those things. So when he had the opportunity essentially to ball out and start and get in those positions, kept going and going and going and growing and growing, like everything just came in mind. But nobody believed in Russ but Russ. Like
Yeah.
like that's hats off. And nobody saw the work that he put in. And just like you can tell, like when he plays now, imagine that effort there. Like it just means something different to him. Like it's not
Absolutely.
felonious. Like
Absolutely. For him, he definitely plays like he has a chip on his shoulder and has that. Because he was underrated. I mean, he wasn't even underrated. He was probably rated properly. He just worked hard enough to increase his rating and become the MVP. I mean,
Absolutely.
Are
Are you talking 2K over there,
I'm-
dog?
Hey, listen.
Yo,
He was rated like a 64, and he done, he was in the gym, he doing his thing. But that's what it took though. It took him to put in that extra
Oh
work.
yeah, nah. Like you said, it means something different, and you just see the importance of when you have a vision of yourself. that everybody else can't necessarily see, but you know who you are and who you want to be and how you want to get there. There's not too many people that stand in your way.
I want to see Russell Westbrook like at home, chilling. Like, is he that intense?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel
driven?
like he always has like that chip on his shoulder, that killer mentality on his face. Like, you know.
Like, I made some lunch. You want some? Yeah, I want some. I want all of it. I want yours too. I want all the lunch.
Yeah.
So
now.
what's up with you now? You know, you're a free agent right now. What do you do every day? Are you at the gym or you work? What's good?
I hope I look like I'm in the gym every
No,
day. I
you
hope
are.
it doesn't. You know, sometimes we gotta ask that.
You're looking real scrawny right now.
Have you been to the gym this year?
No, that's the mentality when you work out. I always feel like, hey man, if you don't look like you working out, that's a problem. Like you need to be doing something that people can see the rewards of the effort that you put in. So I'm working out, running, hooping. Also working on my broadcast, and that's something that I always do.
So how's that been being a broadcast journalist on ESPN? It's like a dream for thousands of millions of people.
Man, I just see it as another grind. Like it's work, and I like to attack it just the way that I attack hoop. That I've got to learn, I've got to get better, I've got to accept criticism, I've got to watch what other people are doing, and you know, you really just it's one of the most amazing things. You have to be a jack of all trades to do this. And people don't understand how quick you got to be and how into current topics and everything. We could go on and on, but I love the grind. I love the challenge of it.
I mean, is that something you would put basketball aside to just go full throttle in broadcasting, or it's like broadcasting is cool, but I'm still trying to get into
no. I mean, obviously for the right price, and I just see it as basic as this: if you're really gonna actually pay me to play basketball, we've tricked people to pay us to play basketball. Right. Now I could trick you to pay me to talk about basketball.
Yeah.
Right. Why not?
Right.
What about your
Right.
co-host, Miss Hill? How do you feel about that whole situation? Jamil.
I didn't see what Jamil did. I didn't. What's she
You
do?
know?
No,
she
her
got
tweets with her
the
tweets. Her getting in trouble with her
about
tweets.
boycotting the NFL.
Oh
you
man,
didn't know?
that's who she is. That's who they are. They speak out. They're honest about their feelings, and it's a real problem.
But do you think it's appropriate that she got fired for a certain amount of time?
You work for Disney.
Suspended.
You work for Disney, so you can't go on there and just kind of go on your own rampage, or you better be willing to stand on your own 2 feet. And obviously she's willing to do that, and she feels very strong about the topic to where she's essentially willing to risk her job in a process. So I respect that. I don't think I would really think of anything less from her, by doing that. But I understand it.
Right. And I agree with that, just because if you work at McDonald's and somebody comes cursing at you, it may be your personal stance that, hey, if somebody starts disrespecting me, I'm going to disrespect them back.
Yeah.
But if you're at your job and then you subsequently get suspended or lose your job because you acted outside of your job while you were doing it, well, that's kind of on you.
Pretty much.
Do I think what she did was outside of any bounds? I don't know. It was some tweets. It was kind of her just talking about, hey, it's not really good to force your players into. She was speaking to the NFL owners about forcing their players to stand.
One of the biggest sponsors.
Right.
For ESPN, who's paid a lot of money.
A lot of money to have them be like exclusive rights and all types of stuff like that. There's a lot that goes into that. So I think Twitter gets a lot of people in trouble, including our commander in chief.
It really does.
It just gives a platform for you to
Durant.
just say whatever you want. Even Kevin Durant. You know what? We got to go to break, but let's start with that when we get back. Kevin Durant, we'll talk maybe some more rumors and some stuff that's going on current in basketball with Ryan Holins. So, DJ Mr. Reed, go ahead and take us out on the break.
I did wonder. And if you see me on the streets,
I cannot.
no one got to hit a button.
This nigga
Not a
is
button.
wild
See,
right here.
I love TJ Quake. He's my number one favorite rapper.
I ain't no big buff dude. I'm a